Hello, science teachers. Welcome to Real Science Challenge. I'm Kent Louie, teaching science and broadcasting from beautiful Vancouver, Canada. And congratulations! We're almost at holiday break, but we still have a few more days left. Now, are you looking for a science activity that's not too heavy on the content, but still requires students to practice or use scientific thinking? Well, with the holidays around the corner and fatigue setting in for many of my students, I thought it would be a good time to practice analyzing graphs and generating CER statements using real-world data. I like to call it rapid-fire CER practice. And because it's the holidays, I want to use holiday data. Where I got this data and what I did with it afterwards is what we're talking about this episode. Handouts for this episode can be found at realsciencechallenge.com EP23. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Analyzing graphs and coming up with CER statements, that stands for claim, evidence, reasoning, is an important skill. But it's hard to get practice that involves interesting and relevant data. Most of the data we get tend to be from textbooks. It's kind of boring or it's kind of cookie cutter. But for the holidays, there's a lot of fun holiday data for students. For example, I found some interesting data from a survey conducted on behalf of the National Retail Federation. And yes, it's a thing. One thing they discovered was as one gets older, individuals prefer gift cards more and more as a gift, and clothing less and less. So I took this data off the NSF website and generated some graphs for my students as part of their rapid-fire CER practice activity. But what did they have to do? So what I did is I took some brown envelopes, and on the front I put some graphs. And of course, each brown envelope has a different graph. This one's got this graph, another different graph here, and yet another graph here. They look the same, but I assure you, they're different graphs. And I hand these out to groups of 2. And then I give each group 5 minutes to write a CER statement about a graph that they see. So 5 minutes, analyze the data, come up with a claim, support some evidence, and provide a reason. And the reason doesn't have to be accurate. It just has to kind of make sense. And after 5 minutes, they take their whatever they've written and they slip it inside the envelope. And then they pass it to another group. And another group will pass theirs to them. And now they have a new graph to analyze. And then again, 5 minutes, analyzing the graph, writing a CER statement about it, and then slipping it on the inside and passing it along. Now you can do this 4 or 5 times, or however many envelopes you have, or maybe only 3 or 4 times. And at the last time you do it, ask students to stop and then take out the responses from the inside. Because now what they're going to do is they're going to look through all the responses and pick the best one to share with the class. And this is awesome because then students get to see what other students write as part of their CER statement, and also allows me as a teacher to highlight really good statements. For example, for this graph over here, students wrote this as a CER statement. This was highlighted by some of my students. Claim, as people age, they care less about maintaining appearances. Evidence, at 18 to 24 age group, 65% of people here wanted clothing and accessories. However, at 65 plus, only 30% of people want that specific gift. And reasoning, as people age, they may have more stable social lives and friendships, resulting in less reason to have the need for buying superficial materials. Now this is kind of a fun and quite a complete CER statement. And it's great that students get to analyze other people's CER statements and identify what makes a good claim, good evidence, and good reasoning, and for us to kind of share this. And also, I love the rapid fire part of this activity. Within half an hour, 5 minutes each envelope, students would have already analyzed 6 graphs. They've already gotten more practice than just looking at one graph from the textbook. That's it for today. Please leave a comment in the section below if you're trying or have tried this with your students. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. And remember to science everywhere, every day.